I'm not sure I need to stand on these things. All right, so my name's Alan. I'm affiliated with Stanford, and I'm a Sunnyvale resident. So there have been all these conversations about race since Charlottesville, and that's great, but like some people can't handle it. Like there was a Fox News anchor that started crying, on Fox when they were talking about race, like on Fox. So it wasn't like the hardest hitting discussion. So some people aren't ready to be challenged like that. You can think about like people's levels of preparedness for talking about racism, like reading levels. If you've had the right exposure, you can tackle some college level readings about racism, but some people are still at like the 3 to 4 year old racism level. Like books that maybe have sentences, like they haven't quite made it to chapter books. The book is like a Disney version of racism. A long time ago, like so long we shouldn't even really be talking about it, slavery happened. Well, it didn't just happen, it was caused by the terrible spinning Jenny. Hiya, hiya! Someone stop her, she's making too much cotton. And slavery was this kind of thing that just happened, and we don't really know or talk about the details. Sometime after, people just decided to stop doing slavery. Oh, and the Civil War. And a beautiful baby was born. His name was Martin Luther King Jr. His parents gathered around him as he said his first words, "I have a dream." And that's all he said all the time, all day, all night. So much so that children would tease him. They would say, "Hey, Martin Luther King Jr." And he would say, "Yes, that is my full name." And they would say, "What did you do when you were sleeping last night?" And he would say, "Well, I had a dream." Very funny, guys. One time he said, "I have a dream" in front of a large audience and ended racism forever. The end, for the most part. Like, we need to get racism phonics for people, to get people up to speed. We need to find a way to meet them where they're at and help them understand. The headline in Huffington Post this morning was "Making Racists Afraid Again." People are chanting that, making racists afraid. They want the KKK to put their hoods back on. They want Nazis to function in secret again. Make racists afraid again. You know what that says to me? That says people don't want to hear about racism. They don't want to see it. Maybe they don't want to have to deal with it. Well, guess what? People of color and their allies were being killed before the KKK decided to take off their hoods, and they will continue to be killed when they put the hoods back on. People of color were discriminated against before the hoods were taken off, and they will be discriminated against when the hoods go back on. And if we're really serious about battling racism, it's going to require more than punching Nazis. It's going to require more than counter-protests. If people are serious about combating racism bias, they need to root it out in their own lives. They need to root it out in the lives of their friends. They need to root it out in the lives of their family, out of the workplace. Root out racism in your academic institutions. We need to create population immunity to racism so that when Nazis and the KKK and the alt-right, a term used to describe people who share the same beliefs as Nazis and the KKK, but they traded their sheets for suits, and they go about infiltrating schools and police departments and government. When they show up and ask if you want to join their cause, everyone they meet will say what? No! What will they say? No! And not because they're scared, but because they believe that it's wrong. Thank you.